Oh my God, it's Ripper in a Småland. Break out the diapers, I'm about to shit my pants.
Welcome aboard the Småland, the most OP broken destroyer in the game. And to show you how it sends you back to port efficiently, here's Ripper.
All right, guys, welcome back to the Småland and rank this time. Let's take a look at this video. Hotspot domination. All right, how are we spawning here? All right, so first of all, like we just did the video regarding the Småland here and how does it work. Let's take a look at an initial gameplay positioning here. Now, this spot, what was this map called again? Domination, or Hotspot. Okay, Hotspot. I can't remember all the maps. I always get them confused. Anyways, we'll look at the first thing we do as a good destroyer player, and this is just tips and tactics to be any destroyer player, honestly. The first thing is look at the lineup. Who are you going against? I like this mod. Just look at her here, but I have the Aslan mod here. It always pops up who has a radar. So Salem, it gets like a quick glance. I know I got a Salem 8.5 radar. Shimakaze Velos. Velos, I believe, has, what does he have? Radar. What does this guy have? Does he have airplanes? No. Okay. So initial positioning, I'm going to Charlie because why? I'm a small one. I got radar. I can bully any destroyer in here. And then I look at my team. Where are they going? Mogador going to Bravo. Very good. Always have one destroyer go to Bravo. Have an option to either circle back, go Alpha, or circle back to Charlie. The battleship Schlieffen should have gone to Charlie with me for secondary. Shikishima loaders in the middle here while the other two kind of support me. However, you're going to see in rank, there's no communication really, and people do whatever they want. So it's not really a good optimal solution. So really, the first thing I do as a destroyer player is I go in and I have to be aware of my, what am I going to do? Now, you notice I'm angling out already because why? I need an escape plan. Always have an escape plan when you go into a cap. And now I have one option here is to fight it out with somebody or to egress the area. Those are my two options right there. So you got to have multiple options to be an effective destroyer player. Meanwhile, I'm supporting my team by spotting. And of course, obviously I'm capping, but now we're being contested as the symbol describes. So what do I do in this situation? Well, honestly, the Salem's coming in at 8.5. Remember that radar? I have the mini rings there. Tataro, Tataro, Tataro. If you don't know what that is, I keep saying it. Aslan mod, Tataro. People keep asking me. I have that so I get situation awareness on the mini map, and I can then go and figure out what the situation is going to be. Sorry, my computer froze for a second there. Now we're going to basically, open fire and kind of start a fire, and I'm kind of analyzing the map and trying to figure out, okay, where do they need me right now? Notice here's the two wrong things I noticed to battleship and cruiser players. This does not help the team at all. You sitting behind an island, one, you can't get your guns onto target, right? Because you're getting blocked. And then two is you have no escape plan. Like, you just go forward. You have to just run away at that point. So really, the destroyer is out to lunch right here with no support. Meanwhile, the opposite team actually has some support. Schlieffen, a Salem, and maybe another ship here, and a destroyer. 4 versus 3 over here. Really not a fair fight. Shikishima, obviously, that's where we want him to be because he's a long-range sniper. Again, I don't like battleships for that reason, but whatever. So now I'm just kind of rocking back and forth. And just look at the power of what Småland can do in any given situation, because now I can just run around the map here, go around and kind of sneak my way around and get a better angle. Because obviously, look, like my eastern flank, I have no support. The St. Vincent and Zhao are just sitting still, just exchanging whatever. I mean, Zhao's not even spotted right now, and Vincent is. That's what those halos around their minimap object is. Mogador is going to the western flank of Alpha, so you know what? I'm going to go help him. Maybe we'll just take Alpha Bravo then, because I noticed there's too many ships here that I can't deal with. No support. So guess what? Let's go take on these two battleships over here. Now, Småland's cool is the fact that it's got torpedoes. It can go deal with battleships, cruisers, just like any other destroyer. It's just in a different way. I mean, I'm not going out there gunboating like crazy, but I kind of wait until that ship is about to die, and then I just start melting them and start fires. I mean, the Småland's very good at starting fires, and torpedo hits, as you see right there. We started flooding. I think he damaged Khanzad right away. So now my team can really start like a fire on the Montana and just get it going. And this is almost similar to clan battles. Clan battles is kind of like this, but you actually communicate a little bit more. Here, I'm kind of figuring all this out without communication from God knows what, like some ether of players, right? So really, I have to make decisions on my own that makes sense for the overall health of the team. So Mogador is obviously over here west, so he's distracting Kremlin. Montana's distracted here. Oh, now I'm spotted, so I pop radar immediately. Now I know where the threat is. Okay, there's Shimakaze. Let's go help out my Mogador. And this is exactly why Småland is such a grave threat to any destroyer player, because what is the Shimakaze supposed to do in this situation? He can't smoke up. because I got the radar. You can try to torp, but I'm busting all his modules there. And the DPM he doesn't have, especially against a Småland. Notice I'm also popping the engine boost too, plus 30%, so I can slam on the brakes, go reverse backward and forward, so that I can dodge the shots. And this is any destroyer player, is to, if you see an exclamation point go red, I immediately change a vector. I either slam on the brakes, stop, start, whatever, to throw off whatever shot's coming my way. Meanwhile, I'm still multitasking and firing at that Shimakaze player to get him out of the game. Notice somebody fired at me and they missed. So I had 380,000 worth of ordnance shot at me, and they're missing most of the time. So Kremlin finally got one lucky shot. There comes another Montana salvo. See, the ability to do that with the Småland is so highly effective because those are shots that did not go to your team. So that's another good thing. They wasted those shots. Remember, you can only get so many shots in a game because there's a time limit and there's a reload time. So that's why DPM is such an important factor to look at in a game. And again, that's why they missed all of those shots. So 700, if you notice my potential damage, 708,000 was shot at me. That wasn't shot at my team. All right, now we can go loud and proud against Montana. He's in retreat, and his Kremlin buddy is out of the picture, so I can really just shoot. And again, everybody's going to shoot at me, because why? I don't know why. I'm the destroyer player. Maybe I'm a YouTuber. Everybody just loves shooting at Ripper, so everybody loves firing and missing, so okay, go for it. You know, if I start a fire on Permafire Montana, this is what I'm trying to do right here, I can really just take Montana out of the game. He's already out of the game, retreating, and he's going to burn to death. Notice that my gun turrets are a little slow these days to turn around, so Småland has that one issue maybe, just slow turret traverse. Finally, Montana gets a hit on me. But guess what? We heal it all back. So that's the cool thing about Småland. It's so powerful. It's like a zombie ship. It just keeps healing, coming back. I recommend putting Superintendent now. I did a new build because you need the extra heals with Småland. Everybody's shooting at you, so definitely have it so you can win to survive the long haul. And boom, he goes down. Splash 1 on Montana. And now we're going to take Alpha Cap. So we take Alpha Cap now. And let's see here. Let's see if Schlieffen can survive. See that? So everybody, like, what did I just say? Remember those two ships over here that were doing nothing? Yeah, they did nothing. They were over there just to wait to die. And that's why I don't agree with their positioning initially and how they ended up just fighting against whoever over here. I wasn't paying attention that died. Now we got to keep our Schlieffen alive because he's got a lot of secondaries. And then we're going to go over here and take the Velos. So that's kind of how you position yourself and move around the map with a Shimakaze player. It's always staying near the middle so that you can always be a quick reaction force or guard the caps as well. We have Mogador, who's also fast going around. But just look at the firepower we're going to do. Ooh, watch out. This is where I slam on the brakes. This is a close one, and we take a hit. Man, I hate that. Sometimes Småland, it will just take a random hit just because I'm not paying attention. Whatever. I had the engine boost going on and I have heals, so at least we'll get it back. Meanwhile, my DPM just went down to 1.1 second reloads here. So this is why it's so powerful, Småland. It's just the amount of firepower you can dish out. And there you go. It's so funny because I've seen so many players get so pigeonholed or deer is caught in the headlights firing at me that they forget that there's other ships in the area. And maybe that's a good lesson for you guys out there not to get blapped, is don't pay attention just to Ripper alone or the destroyer because you forgot that you got to get situational awareness of what's around you, because you're going to show broadside to somebody and then boom, you get deleted. Meanwhile, you know, destroyer's still alive. All that for nothing. You just wasted your ship. So that's a good lesson for those cruiser destroyer players, cruiser players, as well as battleship players out there. Watch your broadside. All right, Schlieffen's probably going to go down, but not after he at least launches or takes out or tries to take out the other Schlieffen. We're going to launch some torpedoes right at the Schlieffen right there. So hopefully he just keeps going straight in at him. And we're just going to sit here and just wait. We got all the caps, so I have no really purpose of pushing unless we get interrupted by a Velos or Schlieffen gets one more hit that takes him low enough where I can kill him. And never mind. I got my heal back. All right, he takes a shot at us. We slam forward on the gas, and he misses. Look at that. See, that's the power of the juking ability of the Småland right there. And then I change my direction again. As I go forward, I go back again, and he's still aiming forward at me. Meanwhile, I'm still burning his ship down. That's why Småland's so freaking powerful. It's annoying. Splash 3 right there, 81,000 damage. Like I said, I've played against Smålands, and people know how to play it. I mean, the people that have it understand the juking ability that it has, and it's so freaking annoying. Especially even if I'm in another destroyer with the amount of reload I have, I noticed that, man, kiting away Småland that is juking is really difficult to lead your shots on, and it gets frustrating after a while. And man, it's brutal sometimes. So you got to be you got to be careful and know how Småland's going to react, and it's going to basically juke you out of existence right here. So anyways, 3 kills, 81,000 damage, and Mogador will just bully the Velos right there, and he goes down. So that's kind of like how you would play a Småland in ranked, and like I said, I've been getting so many wins and battles, and even a lot of crusty old players in there are very angry at seeing a Småland in ranked. But Combat Scout, look at that, spotting for the entire team, and you only get Combat Scout if you really... Look at that scout spotting damage, 100,000. That is what a Småland is very, very good at doing, and also engaging those destroyers. Top of the team right there, and then, yeah, I was just like, you can get a lot of steel out of this. So let's watch another video. Okay, so not ranked anymore, but you can see kind of an idea of what ranked looks like. But now just go a little bit bigger here. I always look at randoms as like smaller versions of chunks of ranked and so forth, because battles are happening on opposite ends of the map, and you kind of just have to deal with it at what you're currently at. So I always pick a side with another destroyer and kind of work together, at least of some kind, you know? Like, I never want to pick fair fights. I don't understand why this whole idea of like, oh, you got to go this direction or that direction. Not really. You just got to find what works for you and what works for the situation. For example, like this Gearing is by himself, kind of. So I'm going to go help him. I don't want him to go off alone and die, because if I lose my Gearing, I decrease the chance of me winning. Like I've always said, the destroyer is the key component of the game. Well, if you lose a key component, it's going to start breaking down like a machine would, right? So I'm just going to go over here and look at my Gearing and support him. And who's he going against? All right, let's hit first engagement here. Marceau, similar to ranked and everything, where first engagement of the destroyer. Let's see what I can do. Pour everything I have on him and see if I can get him out of the game early. And if he keeps engaging, then he's making a mistake, because now he has no heals. That's the problem. And Marceau is awesome. One of the higher DPM that you've seen. When I put the stats up, you've seen my photo of that. Marceau out DPMs everybody. However, if you throw this ship away, you can't come back, and he's gone. Look, first blood, first kill. And look, I'm still alive. And look how much damage he did to me as it did to him. I did 14,000 damage. He only did 4. So, and he had support as well. He had people firing at me. Now I got the engine boost going on. Now I can throttle and juke shells. Also, my range is only 11.5 plume, so when I fire, the penalty is 11.5, but nobody is in range, because obviously big battleship players and big cruiser players don't like supporting their destroyer, and they stay way in the back. So my plume is so small that I can actually go undetected. So going in, now I'm going to go take the cap for free now. Nobody's here. My Gearing is now going to be able to hunt, down for free and unabated. And meanwhile, we're going to sit here. Now, I am within a radar of the Petro here. So, or Moscow, sorry, Moscow, right there. I'm within radar range. Why? I have here's the number right here, 12. It tells me exactly, specifically. Also, I have a mini-map to Taro right here again, to show me big picture situation awareness. Where am I at in his range of radar? So, it allows me to think quickly, and I don't have to memorize everything. I don't remember every single ship that has radar. I rely on the computer to tell me. So that way I have a lot better situational awareness. I can maneuver and position the ship better. And then you therefore can employ your weapon system to the maximum efficiency possible, so you can have a better effect in the outcome of the battle. As you're seeing right here, I'm engaging Moscow because I know I can burn him down. He decides to engage me, but it's okay. I'm just going to continuously burn him down, or he's going to get blapped by somebody else. Now, Soviet cruisers burn very, very well. Once they burn their damage con, now it's open season and just trying to burn the crap of them, and they can't do anything about it. Boom, there goes. See, splash 2. I literally eliminated 2 ships on this side of the map. This entire Charlie flank is now free for the taking. Everybody can go have at it and have fun, okay? So now where are we now more useful to be at? We're going to go to Bravo. Again, this is like a small randoms match, right? You're kind of like, okay, or sorry, rank match. We won a cap point. Now we're trying to survive and decide where do we need to go again. Now I need to play Bravo. So kind of like a mini ranked area right here is Bravo and Charlie. It's the same kind of principle. One, kill the destroyer, spot for your team, survive, and then go at the long haul, long game, go try to cap. Those are the caps and hold. And that's pretty much the basic strategy of destroyer gameplay, not only in rank, competitive, but most of the time you can apply those strategies again into randoms, even with carriers and subs. Especially with the Småland these days, it's got I already did a video about it, about the AA is amazing, so I am not afraid of carriers. I just leave it on, man. Dude, I just don't care anymore. Carrier, if you want to come attack me, nothing I can do about it. At least let me make your life a living hell on your way to trying to bomb me for free. So, anyway, Shinano, probably another broken carrier. So let's see if we can take as many planes as we can. Look, we're already up to 20,000 damage on AA. So Småland, very good. Again, Småland, one of the best AAs in the game, surprisingly. So, nice shot from whoever was out there. Yoshinos and Azumas and Zaos. Man, those cruisers are so freaking accurate. I mean, they just nail you. So I always try to avoid those guys at any cost possible, especially even Venezia's. If I see a Venezia on the map, I just stay away as a destroyer player. There's no point in trying to dodge and juke that. You don't know what kind of skill player they have that can really aim. All right, we're going to go Hayate here, help our Burrows. Again, find another destroyer player, help him out. So I'm going to go find the Burrows. What is he engaging? And then I'm going to go help him and try to take out their other destroyer. And once we do that, you eliminate eyes and ears for the enemy team, and now you just win the game. All right, carrier is perma-spotting. I'm going to use this time where that carrier is perma-spotting the destroyer to take that as an advantage to kill the other enemy destroyer. So really, I just got to, melt 2,000 HP off this Hayate? Not much, so I can risk my ship for that much. All right, he goes down. Again, Shinano. Our Shinano takes out their destroyer. Very, very overpowered ship. So now we can take Alpha for free. I know there's no threat over here. Actually, I got spotted temporarily by the poison here, so I'm going to try to walk away, get away from that, heal myself up, and go to Alpha again, capping for free. Now, I noticed that Shinano is going over here as well, so this is actually a good opportunity to cap and then engage the Shinano. So I'm kind of looking like 2 moves down the line here. Is like, where do I need to go to affect the outcome of this battle? My team, obviously, in the east is flanking hard, and there goes my torpedoes, and then I see once I cap Alpha, then I'll open up on the Shinano, because if he hits me one time... Ooh, nice smoke. Well, I have a smoke now, so very good for carrier player there. That's probably the only good thing I could say about carrier players, them being able to support me. When they do that, that's a good day. Switching to AP here, see if we can nail the side of his ship here, and it does pretty nice, significant damage, surprisingly, on the Shinano on his broadside there. Ooh, we get 3 torpedo hits. Will this be enough? And just enough, and we'll probably melt him on the last 1,000 there. And do we get it? Yes, on day we kill the carrier is a great day. Splash 3, 58,000 damage right there, and that's pretty much the game. And again, that's just showing you how just simply taking out one flank at a time's destroyers really will just make the House of Dominoes, House of Cards, whatever you want to call it, fall down. And it's pretty much just singling out ship players and just like killing them one-on-one. You always want to pick unfair fights for you. So you want to basically have the advantage. Never ever pick a fair fight. All right, we start a fire on St. Vincent. Now I'm just kind of testing, like, okay, what kind of juking abilities. Always practice anytime you can how to juke shells. I mean, just stare at his guns and watch where he's aiming, where he's firing. You can always look where he's aiming. See, he's aiming in front of me right now. You can just tell little angles here and there. And then when he fires, then you change directions, okay? I change the direction. I'm in reverse. See how the shells are going to the right? Then I must go to the left. And he misses. See, that's exactly what you want to do as a destroyer player. Practice. And we know practice always makes perfect. Perfect practice makes perfect performance. So you always want to continuously try different things with juking so that you can use it in battle. And boom, he goes down. Splash 4, 100,000 damage right there. Mowing down quarter of the team right there. So, or third of the team. So, like I said, if you really want to practice, gameplay, go into a game and just try it out. Forget people in the chat for a second. But if you do the basics, most people are going to applaud at what you're doing, which is really support your destroyer player, spot for your team, and then survive. And then when you survive, you can cap later. And you notice I don't have to cap right off the bat and just eliminate the other players easily. And you get games kind of this in a destroyer, especially the Småland. So look at that, 4 kills, a lot of, shooting planes down, flooding, capping, defending. Holy crap, we did pretty much everything. And by doing everything, you're in the top of the team with your other destroyer player. And let's see how we did. Pretty nice. All right, one more game in Småland, and we'll take a look. Okay, so here's another game for ranked, this time in Haven for domination. And I included this video specifically for one of my teammates here that really just hated on me, and I'll point him out. It's this guy right here, Utrecht. He's going to complain, and then at the end of the day, I win the game for him, and yeah. So I always say the best revenge is success. So you know what? I ignore the people that hate on me, and I just win the game for them. Simple as that, right? All right, so initial positioning on Haven here. So I normally, on this northwestern side, some destroyers like to go down the western flank to spot. I don't like that because it doesn't give me any utility. I want to go down right in the middle here because then I can spot at Alpha. If nobody caps Alpha, I could go in for free and radar, or I can egress the area, go in the center here, and potentially outflank them, go to Charlie. Bravo will be taken by my other destroyer player, and then who cares about the other back ships because they never support me anyways. So anyways, That's kind of initial positioning for my gameplay. If I was a Shima, then if I swapped roles with the Shima, I would go up to Bravo and push to Charlie and to Småland. But unfortunately, since I'm the only guy at Alpha here, I had to go down here. I'm forced to go down here because otherwise there's no spotting. They could overrun us, so I have to be destroyed there to kind of be that shield. And there's the pesky submarine gameplay. Let me take out as much HP as I can. Submarine players, please continuously spot the submarine if they're on the surface, because you got surface ships that are helping you out. Notice that DPM on the Småland is great to kill destroyers because, I'm sorry, submarines, because you got so much firepower out there. It helps out a lot. Ooh, we're getting radar right now. I didn't realize. Dang, Brisbane radar is crazy. It's 12 kilometers all the way from back here. That is wild that it can reach out and touch me. So I'm going to turn back around and then get out of the radar threat. I don't want to get hit there. Bravo, okay, now my team at Bravo actually is coming down to support me, so I like that. I like the fact that we're regrouping here to potentially either go to Alpha or Charlie, so that has that problem. Zhao is too far out. He's not really doing anything. He's being singled out. And then, of course, where do we need to go right now? Well, first of all, I need to deal with this submarine threat, as well as I need to stay with my team because, I mean, I'm going to be outgunned if they continuously push. So I got to make sure I don't overextend. That's another big thing. A lot of destroyer players overextend to areas where they don't have support. And remember, this is a team sport, okay? This is a team game. You can't go in solo all the time and expect you to get good results, okay? So Mecklenburg takes out the submarine. Now this area opens up. So great. We can now push into Alpha or Charlie, and those are our options. I'm going to decide to go to Alpha right here, and then, or actually, hold on. Let me see, where's the other? I still don't know where, oh my God, where are all these torpedoes coming from? Oh, thank God those torpedoes stopped right there. I could have died right there. So I have no idea where the San Martin is, which is a radar threat, and then I don't know where they're small, and 2 radar threats. So again, why is it so important to actually analyze the battlefield? Because you don't know where the threats are at. You have to figure out where threats are at, otherwise you're going to drive into a trap. That's what you want to totally avoid. My Zhao's in retreat, Mecklenburg's in retreat, Shimakaze's over here. I think it looks like my team is going to Charlie, right? So again, go with what is in front of you. You cannot force the game to go in your direction. You have to mold and adapt to it, something that this Utrecht player does not understand. Notice he's yelling at me, go small and go where? So I'm going to where I am needed, okay? I do not go where I want, where the Utrecht wants to be at. Now, again, here's a development I didn't realize. The Lucian's in the middle here, firing on me for free. So here's the problem. I cannot engage, especially in this bad angle right here. He's got the angle on me. I don't. He has 2 guns on me. I only get 1 on him. I can shoot and get him out of the cap there, or at least get him to move, and I'm getting shot out by Brisbane on both sides. Okay, so that's where I had to retreat and regroup right here. So I have to go back in the middle and continuously find these targets. But again, I cannot go to Alpha by myself like here, and the Utrecht is not going to help me, obviously, because he's behind islands. And that's why I'm going. The Utrecht is not a very good support ship. It is a bomber in the sense. So I'm not going that direction to throw my ship away. I need to stick around with my team. Something the Utrecht player does not understand. He's trying to go in solo against a San Martin on the right, a Lucian on the left, and we still don't know where... Oh, wait, no, he died. All right, never mind. So we have 2 ships on 1. There's no way I can take that on, especially with a San Martin radar. So we don't want to mess with that. I'm going to need to go and pick unfair fights. Now, I'm going to see if I can engage this Lucian somehow. Meanwhile, the Utrecht, again, how is he helping himself over here? This position right here served him no good with everybody running away. And I'm sitting here going, dude, you can't go. You learn how to play the game, man. You cannot go in and press these 2 ships, especially with the zombie hills on both of them. And you don't want to deal with it. Yeah, look, he's reporting me. Okay, great. Thank you for the report, but what did you do to support that engagement? Again, you don't want to go into a situation where you know you probably may not win. So I don't want to pick a fair fight. And I think what the Utrecht was trying to do is pick a fair fight. Don't do that. I'm going to go and pick an unfair fight so that I can win it and guarantee my win. Notice that there was a Småland over here and a Lucian. There were 2 destroyers there, one with radar, and San Martin also had radar. I had no way of disengaging. So again, I'm not picking that fight over there. That's why it was a smart thing not to go to Alpha, because I would have gotten ambushed over there. Something that the Utrecht player did not know. Now, look at Charlie. Completely opened up. GK's over here. I could do this fight, right? Does that not make sense? Pick an unfair fight you can win. So I'm going to go over here. And now what am I going to be good at? I'm going to go cap a spot for my team, and I'm going to spot a battleship for my team players. And then eventually we're going to outflank the enemy team. Because why? they are not in a position to outmaneuver us. St. Martin is now going against 3 ships versus 1, and the 2 destroyers are going to Charlie here to deal with me. And that's a good thing about Småland. I can take on 2 destroyers. I don't mind that. It's very easy. You just got to just mow down one guy at a time. Just all you can, as a good destroyer player, focus on one objective at a time. Do not try to multitask and you'll freak out and do. When you freak out, even in life, even in my aviation community, we always say, hey, man, take it out, stop for a second, breathe, do one step at a time, do one step on the checklist at a time. Do not overextend and rush yourself to a bad situation. I've always taught my lieutenants that and everything. Hey, slow down, take a breath. We even had a C-17 that flamed out all 4 engines, and you know what? All we told the guy was, if you just run the checklist, you'll eventually bring those engines back online. They were freaking out, and I don't blame them. I probably would have freaked out as a lieutenant as well. We're like, oh my God, we're about to die. We lost all 4 engines. But if you run the checklist slowly, you'll then eventually just, hey, methodically do everything all the way to the ground. That I've always taught guys, hey, if you're crashing, run the checklist all the way to the ground, and most of the time I've seen situations actually pan out and save themselves. So it's similar to this. Hey, focus on one objective at a time. Don't freak out. Don't turn a bad situation into a worse one, and then decide and make one situation and then finish it. Okay, so right now we're going to finish this GK engagement right here. All right, slam on the brakes, throw off the shots there. See, notice he fired a lot of guns at us that did nothing to us. So now we're just going to see if we can start a fire. Fires do way more damage to him than it does to me. So let's see if we can melt down 15K of health right here. So let's keep firing. DPM on the Småland's great. All right, see if we can get more and more shots on target here. Notice my team at Alpha is coming back and they're swooping in, right? You see? So again, the game will eventually develop if you don't rush it. Don't push a bad situation. I bet you the Utrecht player is kicking himself right now and he looks like an ass, right? He's going like, oh, wow, I guess the Småland was right. But don't worry, he reported me. That's the end of the world. Oh my gosh, I've been reported. Well, guess what? I'm going to win the game for you. And I'm going to reward, anger with kindness. And get you your star. All right, so here, okay, we burned down GK. That was our first kill right there. And now somebody's capping Charlie. That means someone is there that I need to engage, which obviously is just a destroyer. I don't know who it's going to be. It's either Småland or Lucian. So I got to get ready on this. I got to keep my guns pointed in the direction of the threat and figure out, okay, who is this going to be here? So let's see, who is it going to be? I'm looking. Okay, I'm turning around, switching my guns to the left side now. Notice as I turn, I make sure that my guns are pre-positioned on the side that I know the engagement's going to be on, so I don't lose time in the turret traverse. So now that the guns are facing on the left side, port side, I am ready to engage whatever threat's here. All right, speed this up. Okay, just getting ready. Where is he? Okay, there he is. All right, Småland's right there. He radared me. It doesn't matter. We don't have smoke either way. I got to melt 9,000 off of him, which I can do. I'll slam on the brakes. A lot of his initial shots are going to miss me, but not after I connect with him. And do I get him? Yes, I do. And do I survive this engagement? See how a lot of his shots are missing? And that's exactly why you got to change the threat, especially Småland. It's a very, very sneaky ship to be able to juke a lot of those shots right there. So that's why it's so deadly for that reason. And I get to heal back the damage he fired at me. All right, here goes Lucian. 21,000 HP on the Lucian. Now watch what the Småland can do to a Lucian right here. This is wild. Notice I crisscross him, so he loses half his gun power right there. So he only has a front turret now, and that's the downside of him doing that. And now he can get 2 of his guns after he's exposing another side of his ship that I can nail. And now I'm slowing down right here. High caliber fire, starting a fire, and look at that, slowing down. A lot of his shots are gone, and we win that engagement. Look at that. And we're only down to 2,000. Look, he started with 21,000, and now we just melted the crap out of him. And that's why Småland is so freaking powerful. Even though Lucian has a good DPM rate, Småland will just outgun you any day. It's just crazy the amount of power it has. That's why it's considered OP broken. But look at that. Splash 3 kills. We win the game for the, yes, everybody, let's say it out loud. We won it for the Utrecht. We rewarded anger with kindness, and congratulations. Enjoy your star. We were playing smartly so we could survive the long run. Unfortunately, the guy that was reporting us is the one that died, and he still gets a star. So it's funny how people that get angry are rewarded with the work of others, but that's life, isn't it? Dreadnought survivability, high caliber right there. And how did we do? Utrecht last in the team that reports me, and I'm in the top right there. Very good. But that's a great video to show off. Hey, you know what? We don't get mad. We just get we get even, right? 1 million potential damage shot at us spotting. We killed the last 3 ships right there and just winning the game for our team. But as always, hope you guys enjoyed the video with Småland. I know you can't get it, and a lot of people say it's OP and broken. It absolutely is. But you can still apply these techniques and procedures to any destroyer gameplay out there and just try to win the game for your team like that, and also shut down the naysayers. As always, Bill will be at the end of the video. I hope you guys are doing well. And until next time, we'll talk to you soon. Cheers.